Hi, Boss Guru Zoot here again with the Roland GR55 guitar synthesizer and V-Guitar super processor. Now, where things start to get really exciting for me is when you start to be able to blend the V-Guitar aspects that are built into the GR55 with the Boss multi-effects. So it's really like having two complete guitar systems at once. Really convenient for stage. So let's dive into the V-Guitar side of the GR55.
Okay, press Edit to get into our main menus. If tone isn't selected, use your page buttons to select tone there. Move your cursor to the very left there and turn on the V-Guitar modeling button there now. We've selected an electric guitar model. This is a classic Strat. To select another model, you could simply use your value wheel like that. But in this case, I'm going to stick with the Strat. And we want to get some effects happening there. But first, let's take a look at what's happening over here. There's an arrow in typical Roland and Boss fashion. That means if you use your cursor, there's more information on another page here. Here's where you can do things like easily select the pickup from the front to the rear, or adjust the tone control on the guitar. So that's the actual tone control on the guitar there at that point, as opposed to the V modeling tone. Let's go back to our tone here and page over to our effect menu. We can see we've got a nice clean twin amp on here, but no other effects are selected because I really want to hear the guitars in this case and what we can do with the virtual guitars. Okay, so we're going to page back over to our tone menu, and pressing the enter button reveals a more detailed view of that tone model and what we can do there. In this case, this is where you can select all the various different tone categories between electric guitar, modeled acoustics, electric basses, and even the harmonic restructure modeling synth sounds, which are very cool. In this case, I'm going to leave it with the electric guitar category and a classic Strat. I like the fact that you can actually balance out your individual string levels here. On my Strat, my low E and A were sticking out a little bit more. They were a little unbalanced, so I've turned them down here, the individual string level. That's a convenient thing to do. You can also adjust the entire pitch of the guitar, down a semitone, or a tone all the way down to 2 octaves. And if you just continue to cursor down in the menu, you can do things like turn your 6-string Strat into a 12-string. Even adjusting the individual levels of the different detunings if you want. And like a real 12-string, the bottom 4 strings are octaves, and the top 2 are unisons. That's adjusted in that section there. If we keep on going down to the menu there, look at our little scroll bar. This is where we can select our pickups as well. So this is like the same view, but a place where we can change them in the detailed view there. So we can change the pickups and our volume and tone controls there, even a global noise suppressor there. So that's some of the stuff you can do with the models. In this case, I'm going to turn the 12-string effect off. And now let's get into some of the alternate tunings. The alternate tunings are found in the Master tab, the Master page here. And over here in the Other section. So you use your cursors to move to the Other section and then enter to enter that menu. And this is where you have your alternate tunings as well. So you can turn those on. In this case, I've selected an open D tuning. Turning it on, instantly the guitar goes from standard pitch to open D. Or I could select an open E tuning. Open G, great for slide. That sort of thing. Open A is a fun tuning as well. That sort of thing. Well, there's open D, drop D, D modal. That's an interesting tuning. You can drop it down a whole step, a half step, or a half step and a whole step. Baritone. Baritone guitars are really hot these days. Nashville tuning. Where they just use the top strings on a 12-string. An octave down, an octave up, and you can even do your own custom user tuning. In this case, I've done a tuning which is essentially a D major 7th chord. You can see I've dropped the low E down to a D and then formed the D major 7th chord up there. Because of user tuning, every patch can have your own custom tuning. Great for those Joni Mitchell types out there. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff that you can do with a V guitar. Always remember, you want to write your patch at the very end of the day to save your changes, and you can back them up using the USB drive here with a convenient flash media stick in there. So always write your patches, always back up your patches. We're going to talk about some more V guitars in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.